What are some of your favorite books you've read since Last Desert Bus?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
I don't read.
Thank you for coming. Anybody have an answer for this?
Yes.
Good.
No wait, that was I did the World's End trilogy for the previous Desert Bus. 7 Eves I did before the last Desert Bus as well. However, I'm currently in the middle of fully automated luxury capitalism. It is fantastic.
I don't know what that means.
It is the book or the
It means it's really good, Graham.
It's sort of a tour of current forms of economics, how they've grown up due to the various forms of labor and production crises, and how we can move forward into a future of fully automated luxury communism, and in fact how that is frankly inevitable due to the way that not just information, which is currently the largest form of capital, that it wants to be free, but also energy wants to be free due to the fact that it's coming from the sun.
I just recently reread Mike Montanero's Ruined by Design, which is one of my favorite books about the morality and expectation around design, and speaks quite a lot about our responsibility as designers to the people we're designing things for, as opposed to the people that think that they own what who claim to say, I would like to make this thing for this group of people, but what they really want is you to sell the people to them as opposed to selling a product to those people, and to fight for what impact your designs have on the world, and to think about those things in and what your responsibility is to the world, and not just your responsibility to your bosses.
I forgot how much people hate Ian's driving.
I want to hear what Boomer's answer is.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Ooh, thank you, Vampire Crates.
Vampire Crates.
Boomer.
I received the Area X trilogy as a gift.
Oh!
With Annihilation.
Yes.
Which, wonderful Natalie Portman movie, but much creepier and much more compelling as a book. And the other ones in the series are also amazing.
Did you get through, like, acceptance and everything? What did you think of the mouse washing scene?
The mouse or mouth?
Mouse.
Dirty mice. Needs to be cleaned. Use gasoline.
There's a lot in these books.
There's a lot there.
I absolutely love that you spend the entire first book having the narrator, like, step back and be like, okay, so sorry, here's some highly relevant information I've been keeping from you. I apologize. I hope you don't hold that against me. We will have this conversation again.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. I got one.
Max.
Each of the 3 books are written so differently, and I love them all.
Yeah,
Sweet.
there's a significant, because it's also, the thing that caught me was it's a different, you start reading book 2 and you're like, oh, this is a different character, this is a different narrator. So, yeah, what do you got, Max?
So I read Provenance by Anne Leckie, which is the same universe as the Ancillary Justice trilogy.
Right.
But from a very different perspective and from a very different person. And that book is really good. I mean, I really like all of them. And they've definitely been important in thinking about a bunch of gender stuff as well.
Yeah.
Which has been interesting. Provenance has some of my favorite non-binary pronouns, including a couple of inserts for things that we don't currently have good non-binary options for. My favorite one being nuncle for the aunt, uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
space.
Nuncle.
Yeah. I would like us to find a better word than nibbling. Please.
Yeah.
Niece or nephew?
Please.
Yeah. I'm also not a huge fan of the MX honorific, because
Yeah.
you pronounce that as mix, which is not it's a little too on the nose and not descriptive enough.
I always want to say Mixmaster.
I've always
Thank
tried
you.
I've always tried to keep the I out of it and try to very much mix.
Yeah, but it's people can't keep that up.
Yeah.
It's not MX by itself is not pronounceable in English.
It's not a solved solution.
I have never known how that was intended to be pronounced.
Yeah.
I've wondered, but it
Yeah.
It works in print totally fine.
looks great in print.
Maybe it's time for some mass social upheaval to actually reduce the need for those sorts of.
I forgot to mention
Honorifics.
the Ruined by Design book. Mike Montanaro actually sent me a whole bunch of copies of it as a zine. And so if you ever run into me, I generally carry some with me, and I will happily give you one if
Nice.
you... I don't have any at the Moonbase today, but...
I was just going to go like, all right.
Actually, I was looking for some tape a couple of days before the run started, and I opened a drawer, and there was a copy that I left for the Moonbase in the drawer.
Yeah.
But I generally have a copy of Ruined by Design, at least a couple of the zine copies, and I'm happy to share them with anyone that wants one.
In this day and age, it's about as important a design book as everyday design. So,
You can go ahead first if you'd like to, Captain. I have a couple of books.
Oh, I don't have an answer for that.
Oh, okay. Before I dive into the books, the product question, it is Kevin James Freehold is the product, which I brought yesterday, but not today, which is why I'm not holding it. Also, they're not a sponsor.
Wait.
Yet.
We gotta start doing the BTS thing where everybody who's not a sponsor, we just blur it all out. So all of this gets blurred out.
Or we just publicly shame them into being a sponsor. I'm
this
sure
is
that'll
why I always do the
go-
BBC.
I'm sure that'll go over great.
Other blank is available.
Yeah.
For the books question, though, which started while I was out of the room, I always love to sing the praises of Boss Fight Books, which is a small publisher that publishes a series of books by different authors, one book, one game. So it is a small, short book about a single game. I'm currently reading the one about Mario Brothers 3, and I have the Silent Hill 2 one in my bag. But the NBA Jam one is the best one that I've read this year, and is very, very good.
Fantastic deep dives.
Yeah, they're incredible. They're super, super good. They're some of my favorite books. They get different people to write each one. The Metal Gear Solid, I think it's Metal Gear Solid 2 one, is written by Anthony and Ashley Birch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ashley, who I believe has called in long
Yes,
ago.
yeah, and is now both a writer and a star of Mythic Quest on Apple TV.
Some of the best.
And
cover
the other book that I enjoyed this year quite a bit, if I may recommend one that is only available, that should only be read by adults. If you are over the ages of 18, Stoya's short book, Philosophy, Pussycats, and Porn, is quite good. So, highly recommend.
She's a very talented author.
Let's see.
She's an amazing author. She's great.
So the question was like, have you read any books
Yeah.
since Last Desert Bus? And it's like I read like 3 books a week.
Yeah.
But I really liked Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. Sorry. If you like sort of Foundation-esque math things
Yeah.
with a bit of academy and living ships.
Yeah.
Kind of some fun Afrofuturism things in there. I liked the Broken Earth trilogy
Broken
by
Earth.
N.K. Jemisin.
N.K. Jemisin.
That's got a lot of really fun ideas about like gravity and
Yeah.
how all that works.
Yeah.
I did read a Memory Called Empire and A Desolation Called Peace, and those are very fun if you like language and cultural reference. Anything else comes to mind? I read a lot of light novels, and I don't want to recommend any of them.
Ooh.
Einstein's Fridge.
Ooh.
If you want a history of thermodynamics.
Ian, unmute your mic, my man.
And Ian, do you have another recommendation of a book that you would like to tell us about?
It's not muted. It's just dead.
Would you like to talk into my
Vindication!
Would you like to talk into my chest, or you want to just hold on that?
He's got batteries handed to him right now.
Oh, perfect.
I just have
What?
no hands.
Yeah. While you're doing that, light novels reminded me of Xandra's light novels. I think some of y'all are familiar with Xandra.
Yeah.
Her light novels are available on Itch, I believe. and they all have very fun titles, and there's a lot of like fun and interesting gender exploration and stuff like that in those. Highly recommend. I want to say it's xandravandra.h.io, but please do not quote me. Look it up for yourself.
Yeah, one that I've been reading for a long time.
There we go. Internet Fiona had it.
I'm on like Royal Road, so Arkendrithrist
Yep.
is kind of a fun RPG, I guess isekai,
Yep.
with science in a magic world, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of fun systems there, and I always like going back to Worm for superhero stuff, even though there's some like difficult things in it.
Einstein's Fridge was the name of the book.
Yes.
It is a history of thermodynamics from the first inklings of the idea of what heat even is, and how that's led to really theories of information.
Oh no, Ian's mic.
Really again? Okay.
All right.
Oh no, Ian's mic.
We'll check
It's
on that.
broken.
I finally read The Thin Man by Dashiell Hammett. It's really good. Yeah, classic noir. Like,
It's a good movie.
I need to see the movie because the dialogue in that book is amazing.
Yeah, the series of movies is very good.
I saw somebody in chat asked you about House of Leaves,
Yes.
which we have to be careful about because you and I are really going to fall into a hole that is larger than the space that we're currently
Also
in.
not for children.
Also not for children, but an amazing book.
Yeah. We've already promised to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That book made me so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a list of other books that I'd read. I actually, next on my list is Haunting of Hill House because of House of Leaves.
There's a book?
It's a Shirley Jackson book.
Huh. I just am familiar with the miniseries.
That's why I'm reading the book too.
Ah,
Because I just rewatched a bunch of the Bly and after
Midnight Mass.
After Midnight Mass, I rewatched.
I've
the other
never
series.
seen any of that.
I
Oh,
am
sorry, go ahead.
considering watching Doctor Sleep because I want to see if the
Yeah.
themes of like family and addiction and religion are also
Same
in
director,
there.
right?
Yeah.
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 I'd never watched any of that. That's Mike Flanagan. I'd never watched any of his work before. Midnight Mass was very good and blew me away. So now I'm going into The Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor.
Bly
So I'm
makes
on
me
episode of,
cry
like-
so much.
I'm on the episode 2, I think, of Haunting of Hill House. And I got my partner Sonia to do a rewatch of them, and Bly Manor got them to cry totally again. So, all right. Well, now I know what I'm reading after I finish watching those series, because I love doing series or movie then book.
Yeah.
Is like my favorite
They're
thing
doing
to
the
do.
Fall of the House of Usher next.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
So remember when we gave away that time walk a while back, earlier in the
I
show?
have no memory of
Nope.
this.
Okay. Einstein's Fridge is a great book that's about the history of thermodynamics, and
Yep.
you should all read it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It made me,
Einstein's Fridge.
It made me very scared. Well, not scared, but it made me a lot more aware of the fleetingness of humanity and the actual end of things.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So that's that's a upper to end on.
I like things that the connection to me there with the House of Leaves is like I like things that make you feel dread or horror or whatever about the space you're in. So like things that apply to the end of humanity, or you're not afraid that there's a monster in a closet, you're afraid of the room.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
The problem is this is nonfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll ride that horse too. I'm fine.
Cool.
I just like things that burn.
Respect.